So in today's video, I'm going to be talking the goat. And I don't mean those kind of goats. I mean this kind of goat. Is it the goat though? You can answer that. I was going to have a wee chat about YouTube and about particularly wild camping on YouTube. So stay tuned and let's have an adventure together.
Now I'm back
finally time to get my first welcome to the camera. In fact, wait. Let me get a pina colada. Yeah, I'm on the pina coladas tonight. Aldi specials. Right with Stephen. Show you his stuff in a wee bit, and I'll show you all the tent and stuff, show you all the camping stuff, show you all that stuff, but I also want to talk a wee bit about camping, and particularly YouTubing camping. It's been a subject a few people have mentioned lately, including Paul Mesner and Mick Outdoors, and then other people have commented on it, and it's particularly in case of the views, like particularly like how channels are working, or in some cases not working at the moment. I have my own theory, and I also did a wee bit of research, so I'm going to give my take on it at some point in this video. But the main title of this video is The GOAT. Is this the GOAT of well camping pitches? I gave you a video a short time ago from Glencoe, from a very similar area to where we are right now, as in the best wild camping spot in Scotland. And what I meant by that was the best one for someone who's brand new to wild camping, who's just got the Decathlon tent or the Go Outdoors, 20 quid, the Aldi special, the tent that they're just needing to get a wee fix of camping. This, however, is this the GOAT of your backpack, your summit camp pitches? You know, there's maybe one or two others in this mountain, but let's call the mountain itself. Is this the Instagram perfect one? Let's talk about that as well. So I've got a couple of subjects that we're going to talk about throughout the video. Anyway, I'm going to slam this down me for a moment, soak in some views, and I'll show you what we've got as the evening progresses, and hopefully a belter of a morning. Right, so let's just start with the tent now. So I'm in what's rapidly become one of my favourite tents that I have, and that's the MSR Alexa 2. I like to just give me a bit more space. I've got that little table again that you've probably seen in my recent camp I did with Monty. Handy for cooking my steak and all, as you've seen. And the main crux of I've got two pillows. I've started to bring back the foam, so the memory foam pillow for this time of year. I just prefer to have something to kind of almost lean against as I'm sleeping. And then I have my blow up pillow. I'm going to do a proper video at some point soon on this sleep system, but I'll talk about it again. I've mentioned it a couple of times on the channel. Here I've got my big Agnes 3-in-1. So this is a quilt. It then zips both sides and tells you about its comfort, etc. And then we have the inner one as well, which I haven't used for the last few camps. I've been using it again just as almost like an extra pillow. So let me read out the stats. It says the outer bag will give me 11 degrees, and then I've also got the inner bag will give me 4 degrees, and if I put them all together it gets -9. So I'm not really wanting to put them both together because that's going to be baking hot. 11 degrees, it's not going to get anywhere near that either tonight. It should be about 15 or 16, so really that should be pretty much toasty, I think, for most of this evening. And I think before we go any further, let's go over there. I'll show you what Stephen's got, and he can just talk us through it himself. So outside Stephen's tent, he's wee Hillingbird that we've seen in the past, but just in case you're maybe new to the channel, I'll let Stephen walk you through his gear and also his channel name, etc. So here's my mic. I'll be the cameraman for a couple of minutes.
Right, it's the Hillingbird again. The 10mm pole on it. Shouldn't have needed it tonight, but I forgot to swap it out. And the 4-class sleeping mat and the Chrulaiste quilt. It should be fine for the next couple of nights.
What's your comfort rating?
It's like 2 or something like that. But it's probably about 4 or 5 now, but the amount down it's probably lost through the years. And there's my wee serotonin table, which is scorched already with it. and the Buachaille Adventures alcohol stove.
Smashing.
That's about it.
Fair enough.
And there's my new mat into my new bag, your rucksack,
Aye.
the 3F UL gear warrants in there. Just basically, it's a bit like a clone of the Dustin, but half the price, and it seems to be doing the job so far.
Nice. A wee chicken of you. Aye, so I mentioned two topics earlier on. Is this the GOAT of wild camping? Well, we're going to cover that tomorrow, in the hope that what tomorrow morning brings kind of solidifies it. But you'll probably see with the backdrop, you know, it looks like we've just made a painting up and put ourselves on a blue screen, but that is literally the background behind us. We're going to have a bit of camp chat, and the camp chat I want to talk about is something that Stephen's not watched a couple of the videos, but it's been in and around for the last couple of months, and that's a lot of folk are mentioning this subject about is YouTube dying in terms of the wild camping. Now I'm going to get something out, and that is I am going to get out Chat GPT, because I asked it the question, you know, I asked the question, is wild camping videos dying? And the answer was no. Very simply, the answer was it's not exactly losing interest, but there's a lot of things to think about. Like at the moment, wild camping's become very saturated, especially in the summertime, where a lot of new people are coming out and a lot of people are starting to think about camping, which is fair enough. And so there's more competition. The shock and awe of wild camping is maybe worn off. You know, maybe 5-6 years ago, putting your backpack on and coming up a mountain, pitching up, looked quite cool. You know, looked quite, you know, I've never seen that before. But no, I mean, even like, say, we're calling this the GOAT of wild camping. It's the GOAT because
Somebody actually just pitched up earlier.
aye, everyone and their granny's pitched up in here at some point. So it's not like we're doing anything new. It's just you can't really beat it in terms of it. It's such a good place, eh? What it's saying now is you now need stronger storytelling, like better production or unique angles to stand out. I mean, this video today is basically telling a couple of stories, and that's going to be on this and this. The thing about is it the GOAT? Is it not the GOAT? You know, I've got a few thoughts on that one. What is slowing down? And it is what they reckon is it's the standard camping vlogs, you know, i.e. pitching a tent, cooking, sleeping, packing up, no clear story, just literally some wee dude or some wee lassie putting a tent up, you know, and coming down, you know. We've seen that, we've all done that, and we're all, you know, what is working now though, and this is the part, I mentioned this on my Lake District camp a little bit, and we're going to be brutally honest here, you know, so what kind of things making it work, and it's emotionally honest, so it's things like, don't make it up, don't bullshit people, but you know, if there's genuine heartfelt emotion in there, it connects with people. Gear focused, you know, at the end of the day we're all gearheads, you know, when we come up here half the time we're talking about what kind of gear we've got. We've just done it, you know, we've just talked about what tents we're having. The extreme conditions one, I mentioned that a video a while ago, and a few other people have mentioned it, you know, the storm camping. Incidentally, one of my highest videos I've got on my channel was the snow camp that me and Stephen did right over there last December, wasn't it?
It's beginning of December.
Yep. And yeah, that was extreme snow. It was really deep. We've got the shovels out and stuff. Storytelling and cinematics, more cinematic edits. So it's not. So the edits are there. They need to be still in there, and a personality-led content. So viewers will follow you and not just activities. So you know, when you think of like the ones that you probably know names yourself of ones who you religiously tune in at week, regardless of what they do. You know, and it's based on their personality rather than what it is they're actually doing. Some people I watch their videos and think, you're not really putting. You don't got that much. You do to your video, but you just follow them because they're nice people, and that's what YouTube's about, I think. And I'm not saying I've got the answers here. This is Chat GPT answer. I mean, I'm a wee small channel. I'm just trying to help out some of the ones who really have the questions, and we're kind of searching for, I'm trying not to take it personal. Is what I was trying to say. Is trying, please don't feel like it's something that you do or I'm doing it like that. There is a thing. It's there. So they've mentioned a few other things, and then yeah. So that was my take home for that one. Is no, YouTube and wild camping isn't dying. It's just maybe changing a little bit. And another point I wanted to add to that was I mentioned about the haunted bothy thing. I was having a wee bit of a joke about the haunted bothies, and and you're probably thinking, if you go and try a haunted bothy now, will you get 300,000 views? No, you won't, because it's been done. And that's the other part is if you become that lucky person that thinks of something unique and you stick out there, you'll probably be the one that goes viral with it if it hits that right trend. The Google Trends is something worth looking at. If you get the right blend. But if you're the third, the fourth, the fifth, the person to say you've got the haunted bothy when really it's no haunted after all, you're just gonna we know what you're doing. You're not gonna get. It's not gonna work. They've seen that. Like I say, we're not the first people to camp on this mountain. I will not be the last. But there's a reason for it. It's brilliant, and it's just it is, isn't it? So that's my wee YouTube chat. You getting an ad drink?
No, that's about it. I'm just waiting to try that stuff there.
Aye. So I put it his wee balls. So what this is it's called Ouzo. If you've seen my video 7 days in Crete, if you haven't, go and check it out. It's my wee holiday me and Caitlin had in Crete in June. And we brought back a couple of bottles, 38% volume, one for me, one for Stephen, and they're meant to be taken by Greeks. They take them straight after their meals. We've just had our steaks, so good time to slam these things down us. I'm not going to tell them what they taste like. Aye. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to find ourselves a view, pick an angle, and that's what it is for the night. And we'll see you guys later on. Cheers. I mean, apart from the absolutely stunning view of the Buachaille, which is kind of obvious when you see it, why would you call this the greatest of all time? And I'll give you a couple of personal reasons, and I know in the comments, and this is what you put in your comments. If you think it is, tell me why. And if you don't think it is, I want to know where. I want to, and I want you to tell me places where, if you think I should have been, I've not been, to class as the GOAT. I want to experience. I mean, if you think back to Stack Polly, for a lot of people say it is, and Sullivan is another one that pops up. I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why this is for me. One, when I think back to when I first started watching YouTube, one of the first channels I did come across was the same as a lot of people, and that's Scotland's Mountains, Murray. And I remember he did a couple of videos. In fact, I'll tell you when it was. He did a video that was his last video he did before lockdown, and that was it was quite an eerie video. It was snowy up here. It was a perfect winter, but he didn't realise it was going to be his last outdoor video for a while, and it struck a chord with me for that level, because it was I had my gym was shut down. Didn't really know where life was going in that case. We generally just spent a lot of money on renovating our gym, and let's be honest, none of us knew what was going to happen. So during that time, I spent a lot of time on YouTube watching videos like that and other videos, and this was the like almost like the holy grail for me. I had to see this view from a tent. As soon as lockdown was over, I couldn't wait to get my tent pitched up in here. I think I've pitched up here. This will be my third or fourth time I think I've been up in this mountain and camped up here. And each time it just doesn't disappoint. So that to me, for a heart reason. And then another big thing for me in this one is the first time I ever said I love you to Caitlin was down in the car park at the King's House. And if you know the spot I'm talking about, there's a little spot next to the little lock-in that looks right up, and there's a pyramid behind you. As if you get lucky, you get a wee stag there and some ducks, and it's just got Scotland's wildlife in a caption. And it just, we did a fantastic trip, and it just felt the right time to let her know how I felt, and yeah. And like I said to you, I'll probably, my God, what he's doing? He's actually talking to his dog on the phone. What, mate? He's I heard him going, "Hey, Jax." Oh, anyway, right. There's a couple of big reasons why this is the GOAT, and I'm hoping we see it in the morning. I've done a bit of, a meteorology type thing. I'm weather apps and all sorts, and I've put some predictions in here for what we could be getting in the morning. You're probably wondering why did we come up here tonight when there's no sun. It's a bit dull, and we have actually driven away from a heat wave. We've driven away from 25 degrees that was in Moffat, blue skies, to this, and there is a reason, and that should explain itself in the morning. Anyway, I'm going to finish off my second pina colada. He's finishing off the paint stripper that we had there, and I'm probably going to get tucked in after this, and we'll join you back in the morning with some chat and some camp banter, and yeah, good night for me, Stephen, and just about Jax as well, and I think his dad is on the phone. We'll say good night, and we'll see you all in the morning. While we're walking back, I just want to take this time to say that I've been using the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 pretty much as my standard camera for the last few months now, since I got it given to me back in March. So if you like the footage and you kind of like some of the stuff I've used with it, I mean, I've been kind of exclusively using just a couple of different settings, and there's lots more in it than that. But if you like it and you think it's, if you fancy it, get into my bio and you'll see the wee link for Insta360. They also do the other cameras as well, which is on the link, but because I want one, and you'll save yourself a wee bit of money as well. A chuck in the bargain. Right, I'm going to finish off this walk and we'll check back in a bit closer down, I think. Oh yeah, time to sign out this wee adventure. So 2 points of discussion to mention in the video. We have, is this the GOAT in terms of the view, in terms of, you know, what people recognise as one of the most iconic camping spots in Scotland? And if it isn't, what is? Try and think about it more along the lines of like for the masses rather than your favourite, because I know there's one or two I particularly have on my list that I would say are better. For example, the Brack was one of my favourite pictures I've ever had. And then another one is YouTube and wild camping. Love a wee discussion going as to, you know, from YouTubers, how you finding, are you noticing any wee drops in views, or have you got that sweet spot at the moment where everything's going the way it should be going? And then for viewers, you know, is there things that maybe you see in other channels and other things that maybe you'd like to see more of, or maybe, you know, are you genuinely tired of certain things on channels? Love to get a wee discussion going. Nice. Anyway, for me and Stephen's away down there. Hi, give us a wave. There it is, hey. We'll see you in the next one. See, me and him are on a double, so it'll be me and him on the next one. And there might actually be a two-parter, because the next one is going to be a pretty big, epic walk. But again, save it. Take care, everyone. See you same time next week.